Peace and blessings to everybody under the sound of my voice. Thank you guys for tuning in as usual. Always an honor and a pleasure when we get a chance to fellowship with the family one more time. Oh yes. Got a late night program, late night broadcast, but we got to get the message out. We closing out the year real strong, family. 2023 is getting ready to come to a close, and what we want to do is we want to get a head start on 2024. For those who don't know me, I'm Jabar Lance Brown. Sometimes I go by the 6-foot giant. Sometimes I go by the manhood mentor, but you guys know me as your family, right? I'm your uncle. I'm your internet uncle. I'm your cousin, right? I'm that male mentor for a lot of brothers who don't have the guidance and the leadership and the structure and the principles in your life that you need to be successful in manhood. But nonetheless, I'm a brother at arms, right? Just a quick overview as to who I am and what I do, right? You know my name. I'm in the trucking business. I'm into the real estate business as well. And we most recently launched our digital marketing agency also. So those are the things that I do to make money. I want to help you guys, right? I want to help everybody who is in this mission of manhood, who is in this path to progress within your manhood, right? Within your male growth and development. I want to be able to help you guys, right? So how I end up choosing my career path to make money is I always wanted to be independent. Okay, I always wanted to work for myself at some point in time. I always wanted to have money working for me, whereas I didn't have to chase money around and end up leveraging off and selling off all of my time in order to get paid. So that's how I considered getting into real estate as well. You know, I thought of these things when I was a young man in the game, and I knew one day I would make those things a reality. And through the blessings of God, being fortunate enough to have successfully now made that a reality. So, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of being prepared, okay? It's a lot of content out on YouTube. It's a lot of content out on the internet. Most of it is garbage. It's no hate or no shade. It's just what it is, right? Most of it is only designed to keep you distracted and keep you occupied throughout the day so that you're not really in the moment. You're not really present throughout the day to make the most of the day that you got and to make the best decisions with the opportunities that's coming your way. So, we have to understand how this thing called life work and how this thing called manhood work. We all have a short amount of time. All right. We all got a limited amount of time. Psalms 90:10 tell you that man is appointed 70 years, 80 if he's strong. I always go back to that scripture because it's written word. It's not anything that I'm making up. And we know that none of us know the day nor the hour when our last day or our last hour is upon us. So if you know that on average, man is appointed 70 years and 80 if he's strong, it's a safe assumption to say wherever you are in that development, wherever you are in your path, the closer you get to 70 years, the closer you get into that end zone. If you do make it past 70 and you start transitioning up into your 80s, now I guess you can consider yourself as being in overtime or being on borrowed time. And it's not to, create doubt or cast any dire expectations over your life, but it is to give you a greater sense of urgency, right? And this is what we want to do with the program, right? And especially with the content moving forward. You guys know that I'm rooted in male leadership and empowerment. That's what we do over here at the Manhood Mentor, and we're going to continue to do that, and we want to continue to make the content better and make the information better and the strategies and the systems and the trainings and the development tactics that we use, and we want to continue to make these things better for you, right? And right now, right, I've been out of high school for about 25 years. Okay, graduated in 1998. I'm 43 years old, just had a birthday in November. I've been out of high school for 25 years. And, a lot of people have not made it 25 years out of high school. Some people passed away early while we were in high school. Some people passed away early while we were in our early 20s, 30s, and 40s, right? Some people are 25 years removed from school. They in bad health. They in bad physical health. They in bad mental, spiritual, and emotional health. They in bad financial health, right? They in bad relational health. They have bad relationships. Their reputation is shot. Their career is in shambles, and they don't know what to do, right? And it's something to be said about the importance of making decisions and the importance of making a choice and making the right choice. It's very, very important, guys, because one choice can either make or break your life, and one choice can either accelerate or decelerate your progress. And we know this to be true because those of us who grew up in the inner city, who grew up in the hood at some point, we seen people get caught up. And we seen them get caught up in things that normally they wouldn't have been, but they were with the wrong crowd and they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And subsequently, they were collateral damage to the activities that end up developing during that time and the things that end up happening, and they suffer the consequence of that, right? And us as men, it's important that we make decisions early and often so that we build confidence in ourselves and that we build the habit of making good decisions and that we build the habit of deflecting bad decisions, right? Time wasting is a bad decision. Drug and alcohol abuse is a bad decision. Wasting money is a bad decision, okay? Procrastinating is a bad decision. Why? Because man is only appointed 70 years, 80 if he's strong, and none of us know when our last day or our last hour is upon us. So we got to make the most out of the time leading up to at least 70 years. And this is with everything going right. This is with everything going right with your health, everything going right in your family, everything going right while you in the car traveling to and from work, everything going right when you growing up in the neighborhood, everything going right when you travel out of town. You see what I'm saying? It's so many different variables that can go against you in life that we have to be grateful and appreciative of the time that we have had so far and the time that we do have in our possession moving forward, right? And what we're doing with the channel moving forward is this, guys. We want to start to put out even more lessons on a more consistent, on a daily basis that you guys can use throughout your day and that you can use throughout your week to actually see tangible results. Like you've heard me say many times, communication rule the nation. Oh yes, communication rule the nation. All right, so we're gonna begin to have more videos centered around effective communication. When I go out, I tend to get what I want most times. And sometimes I be wondering because I'm not really the person who walk around with the cell phone in my hand like I'm trying to record everything. But I'm telling you, man, you know, sometimes I be wishing that I had other people with me when I'm doing this stuff, when I'm communicating with people and when I'm influencing people and when I'm persuading people and when I'm making people comfortable and building rapport and establishing new working relationships. And, you know, I'm just navigating the world of reality in the way that I want to because I know how to communicate. And I want this for you guys, right? If a man is having trouble with a woman, you're having trouble with the woman because of ineffective communication. If you're having trouble on your job, you're having trouble because of ineffective communication. If you're having trouble with your finances, you're having trouble with your finances because of ineffective communication from you towards your money. You got to communicate with your money as well. If you're wasting it and spending it, that means that you don't value and appreciate it. See, it's all in your mentality about these things, fellas. Men, it's all in your mentality about the position that you have in manhood, and we want to help you with that, right? We want to help you with that, man, okay? No matter if you talking about your job, if you still in school, or if you got your own business, you need a mentor, okay? We all do. I did not have a mentor when I was growing up. I needed one, but I didn't have one. You guys heard me talk about my two uncles all the time. I love those men. Right, my two uncles helped me shape and develop who I became as a man, but those two uncles I had were not, in essence, mentors to me, right? Not in business, not in school. Let me say this, right? I modeled myself after them two men, and in a way, I gleaned from them everything that I have become, right? But they didn't, neither one of them were really like set you down and teach you stuff kind of guys. They weren't really set you down and let me tell you this kind of guys, right? I adopted their practices and principles by watching them. Whereas with me, I turn on the camera and the microphone and I teach, or I may write down certain strategy and certain approaches that you can now use throughout your daily activity and that you can now use and measure yourself against and give more instruction. I really didn't have that. Right. And this is why I wanted to create a channel and create a platform and a system and a sequence of actions that you can now see yourself develop within and become more successful in manhood because you're using these things. Right. But we all need a mentor. And the sooner you accept that fact and decide to make that choice, your life is going to start to develop much quicker and in a much more productive way. Right. It's time that we got to take inventory over our lives, man. right? We got to take inventory over every aspect of our life. We got to take inventory over our leadership abilities, right? Over our relationship building abilities, over our entrepreneurial abilities. And I'm not telling you to leave your job. I always have to reiterate that whenever I speak about entrepreneurship, because some people shut down the minute they hear entrepreneur. Keep your job, right? But the money that you make should still be working for you in the entrepreneurial capacity, right? You are the controller of your finances. So keep your job. When you get your finances from your job, you need to have total control and dominion over those finances. Then you have to be a good steward, right? Because you have to steward those previous 3 components. And when you master those 4, now it's time for you to become a mentor as well, similar to what we're talking about, the importance of men needing a mentor, right? I'm gonna teach you guys how to overcome common rejections in life, right? The first rejection is the time that you reject yourself and tell yourself that you're not good enough. Right? When you come up with these ideas and this plan and this vision and these thoughts for your life, and then you procrastinate, that in essence is a form of rejection. You rejecting yourself because you really don't have that enthusiasm and that excitement toward the outcome, because somewhere in your psyche or your subconscious, your self-image and your self-esteem is not high enough. So you may not really believe the things that you didn't thought about. You may not believe that that's for you. You may think that it's for other people because you see other people doing it, but you may not believe that you can do it. I believe you can do it. See, so I'm gonna teach you how to overcome those common rejections, right? When you going into these stores and you need to get help or assistance and you're getting rejected, we're gonna talk about how to overcome that. When you're dealing with bankers at the bank and you need to get a loan or you need to get a credit card and they rejecting you or denying you, we're gonna teach you how to overcome that. When you're dealing with women and females and you can't figure out how to get her to like you or how to get her to get your attention, how for you to get her attention with your behavior and your actions and activities, we're gonna talk about how to overcome that. Right? When there's other things in relation to your family that you want to build better relationships with your family, but you're not getting the cooperation that you want to get from your family, all of those things are forms of rejection. And when men experience rejection without having the right level of confidence and self-esteem and regard for yourself, the rejection beats you down to the point that you inadvertently submit by not trying. We got to get off of that, man. Right? We got to get off of that. See, we got to really get down to the practices of manhood, the daily practices of manhood. And this is the direction that we're going to be going in with the channel, okay? Because it's things that we as men have to do on a daily basis in order to make the most out of the 70 years that we are appointed by default, and the 80 years if we do good and make more good decisions earlier and often enough in our life. May the Lord continue to bless us with his grace, mercy, honor, and favor that we reach the 80 years and even go beyond that because of what we've been able to do with the decisions and the opportunities that have been bestowed to us and bestowed upon us before that time. Okay? We got to learn how to be successful on a daily basis, right? One day at a time. It's just like when somebody who may have substance abuse challenges and they go into a treatment program. The treatment program say one day at a time. What does this mean? This means that don't look at the broad scope of how many decisions you have to make in order to reach your goal. No. Look at today. If I make all of the right decisions just today, I'm getting closer to my goal. And then tomorrow come and you make all of the right decisions just for today. Again, even though it's tomorrow, now you're getting closer to your goal. And then the day after that comes and you make all of the right decisions just today again on that day. And now I'm getting so right. So one day is really not a lot of time. And we all know this because when we look up, it's nighttime again. Right? And then you tasked with, do I do the same thing tonight that I did last night that has me no closer to my goal than what I truly want to be? So we're going to show you how to now become more successful in manhood on a daily basis, right? Now, what I started with is coming out of high school, I wanted to be an electrician. I went into the union, got kicked out of the union in about 2 years, blew my fuse, didn't have an alternative plan, and then I started to pivot, right? And I got good at pivoting. So I pivoted from the union, becoming an electrician. I pivoted over into cable installation, Cat 5 certified. Then I pivoted from that over into a laborer for a brick masonry company. And then I decided, look, man, this is not the work that you want to be doing. You don't want to keep bouncing around. You want to get established. You want to get stable, and you want to become independent where you can work for yourself. How can you do this in the shortest amount of time? the CDL came into play for me. Got my Class A CDL, and that was the beginning of me deriving some stability. Worked as a commercial driver for 2 years, got my credit right, got me a whip, got additional skills on the job that I was on, and now it was time to transition into DC government. I came into DC government, got 2 occupational engineering licenses, and this is when I begun to invest in real estate as well. And this is when I begun to achieve the most success I had ever achieved in my life, because I had financial stability first, and I had credentials to validate the skills that I had and that I was presenting in the marketplace. This is what we're gonna show you guys what to do and how to do. Okay, you got to get some skills. Skills pay the bills, and you got to get stable income and stable employment. We're not talking about the dope gang and the street gang. That's a trap. You know it, I know it, we know it. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them songs and them youngsters on their music and think that it's cool and this is what you need to do in order to be successful. Nah, you really hustling backwards if you do that, because with technology, you can get money much more faster and much easier with a lot less responsibility on your future, on your health, right? With a lot less collateral damage if you listen to the right people. And this is what we want to provide with you, right? So now, each day we're going to begin to drop these videos that's going to help you train and develop. It's going to help you train and develop in manhood. And see, manhood is a badge of honor, okay? Manhood is a fraternity, right? And those of us who have accepted the challenges of manhood, we know this, and this is where our self-confidence and self-esteem and our high self-regard comes from, because we know that everybody can't do what we're doing. They could if they were serious, but they really don't want to do it. You understand? So for those of us who assume the challenge, for those of us who accept the responsibility, we walk with a certain regard and a certain level of self-confidence and self-esteem, because we know that we're performing on a high level, and not everybody is willing to assume the responsibility of performing on that high level. See, look, fellas, we in a new era. We're in a new era, right? We know that manhood is under attack. Let's keep it real. We know manhood is under attack, okay? And we're in a new era, right? We're in a new era of males not developing into men. Why? Because every man has a mission, but the mission is not in every man. Why? Because every man is not willing to accept the mission, right? And as long as the mission is unaccepted by the male, he'll never develop into a man. That's just how the game goes, right? A male has to accept his mission in order for him to develop into a man. If the male doesn't accept his mission, he will never become a man. This is why we're in such an epidemic and a pandemic in the lack of manhood, because it's a lack of males growing into men by accepting the mission of manhood. So look, what's next, right? I'm not a person who wants to continue to talk about the problem all the time. You guys know I like to get down to business, and I like to provide solutions, right? So what we got is an opportunity for you guys to reach out and contact us about working with us, okay? Text this number here, 855-291-5651. Text the word all in 2024, okay? Text the word all in 2024, 855-291-5651. Any man who knows that he's ready for the best 2024 and beyond in his life, any man who knows that he needs to get on the schedule, any man who knows that he needs to begin to take care of his finances better, any man who knows that he needs to be able to take care of his physicality and his physical health better, any man who knows that he needs to learn how to communicate. Let's talk about it, King. Let's talk about it. Communication rule the nation, okay? I'm not a chess player. I don't know how to play chess, okay? I'm not going to sit right here and cap with you. Chess was never even important to me. But for all the chess players, God bless you, man. I respect you. I salute you. I think you guys are special, man, because you have to have a strategic mindset in order to play chess. The reason that I brought this concept up is because on the chessboard, the king has every other piece on the chessboard working in his best interest. Why? Because of his ability to communicate his mission and his vision toward other people, and now they bought into that mission and that vision, and now they want to help him and cooperate with him and collaborate him toward the success of that mission and that vision. So look, I won't take up no more of you guys' time. I'm looking forward to the forthcoming changes and the forthcoming men who are accepting the challenge of manhood. You accepting your mission in manhood. You unafraid. You know that you need to get around some more positive people, some people with high energy, some people with focus. You know you need to get around people who got more resources, who got a sense of direction and a plan of action for life. See, you can't just flounder around and bounce from east, west, north, south, and figuring that as long as you get through each day, you good. No, you're not good. All you're doing is prolonging the inevitable, and failure is inevitable if you don't have a mission that each day is attached to. All right, so look, family, that's my time. As y'all know, I'm the one who tell you to get your mind right. Then I tell you get your grind right. Then I tell you that you're going to get your shine right. And then I tell you that you're going to end up in the limelight. Text us at 855-291-5651, all in